No, not in Texas, my friend. No,
Okay. Oh, it's
not
no
in
docks,
Texas.
so okay.
Yeah, we got the Gulf, the lovely Gulf of Mexico, but that's about it.
Oh,
In
okay.
any case,
Oh,
this is
that's me.
the game two,
It
I
is. I'm
believe.
just gonna update the scores so anybody tuning in knows exactly who's winning, and that is, of course, Nagano, who is indeed on a +1 there. So let's get it on. We are live in game two of the final of the very first episode of Factional Showdown. Wehrmacht versus Brits. Playing as the Brits this time is Noggano. He's 1-0 up. And who have we got as the Wehrmacht?
And as the bareback, we got VonIvan once again, starting in the north side, the side that we've seen the Wehrmacht play each game this time. And this is going to be a kind of a proving match to see if VonIvan can get back on his feet and show us that there's a competition here. So let's hope that we have a game to watch here that's going to be entertaining and exciting. I don't know. It'll be good.
I think it's going to be excellent. I think we are peaked for a competitive showdown. And that's exactly what we wanted to see today. We wanted to see the very best in competitive action. And there's only one man that can bring it us. And it's going to have to be VonIvan. The stream relies on you, VonIvan. This sniper, you know, he's got heavy hopes laden upon his shoulders. He has got the entire Third Reich waiting, the entire Twitch chat rating, and co-commander Ashman in the commentary booth, expectant.
Hopefully. I mean, he did keep that British sniper in good form for the majority of game one. He did get counter sniped, so let's just kind of see if this
Noggano was waiting though. Noggano was watching. Sniper's just opened up. Universal Carrier's on the hunt. Sniper in heavy retreat needs to get the hell out of there. Oh, he's going to go for it. Noggano's going to go for it. Where's the Faust?
He's going to need a Grenadier in the base immediately. I would, at this point, retreat one of them to come and Faust it. He can cloak kind of in the base.
Oh! He gets beyond the veil. And Noggano's now going to have to relinquish his standpoint there.
He did keep it alive. He did a good job. Got around to the other side. The base defenses took a nice little heaping out of the Universal Carrier, so that's a good chance. But a half of the sniper's health is gone as well, so he needs to be extra careful from this point on.
There you go. Tommy's
building that trench, yeah.
Yeah, building trenches, attacking pioneers, doing good work. Noggano is active. But VonIvan's now got to think about getting a bunker really soon because his sniper's only got 60% health, which is really going to diminish him on the battlefield.
Yeah, it's so far working a little bit more to Noggano's favor, eating up the full right side of the map. And Vaughn, I don't know, playing a little bit safer, keeping himself in green cover. Bren popping on the Universal Carrier, so he can't have a similar situation.
Oh, he drives forward unexpectedly. Does the Faust get out? It does indeed. Long range Javelin Faust damages the engine. Can he finish him up with Car 98 shots? Let's wait and see. Oh, he needs...
Excellent micro from Noggano, popping the repair just before the Faust popped. The cars are doing damage, but it's repairing just as fast as it's hurting.
He cancels the repair, and now he's able to get the hell out of there.
And doing long-range damage still effectively on those Grenadiers from all the way over on the backside of the map. Needing to be very careful, still should back away. It's Fausted, so it's slower. And it might even get a second Faust. The recharge and cooldown on that is over.
Come on, Grenadiers!
Oh man, he couldn't do it. And you know, that's one of the things that's so hard about just hitting the Faust on the UC. You sometimes have to get a little bit closer and then push the Faust button, or you'll just kind of do a little bit of a start and stop like that poor Grenadier was doing, and it couldn't get it before hitting the base defenses.
So a few things to point out here. VonIvan has gone for the cutoff and gotten the cutoff. We've got the sniper making good use of the central garrison, so it's got a nice vantage point, and it's able to get out and keep its 60% health a fixture on this battlefield.
And look at Noggano's resource income. He is absolutely receiving nothing except for the, you know, pitiful 6 munitions and 4 fuel that comes from your base sector. So he has to push out of this fast and use what he can to be able to get these Grens off of the cutoff. And the sniper, overlooking it as well, is just going to be such a thorn. So maybe Noggano is going to have to roll left like Vaughn did in game 1.
MG42 is now out for VonIvan. He's got a classic build on the go now. Sniper, MG, and Triple Gren. There are a few vulnerabilities that the Wehrmacht has in going a heavy tier 1 against Brits because there's nothing like the Lukes to really punish it.
I'm curious, what do you think of this UC? If he can keep it alive and keep damage, should be able to keep him in this game. Just avoiding Fausts and dealing good damage with that Bren gun should be really effective.
I think if anybody can do it, it's Noggano. He's the kind of guy that can keep a UC alive for a very long time. We do now have base healing about to spawn on base, and the sniper, of course, is there to make good use of it.
Ooh. Grenadiers trying to catch the UC off guard, but no dice. Rolling left, and just able to get a good health of damage onto that MG42.
People like Kotva tuning in on chat. He's one of the patrons to the Patreon. This is a Patreon-funded event today. The prize pool is put up by you, the viewers, so thank you for that. And I'll bring it to you and cast it for you, and as will Ashman. And we're watching a good game here, Ashman. What have you seen, son?
Well, I'm about to see the Grenadier go down. And
nice. Good shot from the Tommies.
Body laying in a collapsed heap. Poor guy. Oh, crawling away, but not effectively able to get home.
No, he's never going to get home. He's just crawling on his shoulders. The Tommies with increased rate of fire from within the trench, doing fantastic work. Amazing reactions from Noggano as well, reversing away from that Grenadier very quickly.
Yeah, and that's the nature of this game. You can be pinned in your base 1 second, and then with good micro and great game sense, you can push out and immediately reverse things. And Sniper's standing close to those. Tommy's still going to be able to push it away. And it's looking like Noggano.
Oh, UC's on the hunt though. UC become trying to get the sniper. Here come the Grens to save the day for their sharpshooter brethren. Faust is able to get off though. Long range Faust goes in.
Big hit. And that, yeah, you really just can't leave the sniper alone without some Grenadier to keep there, because just one Gren squad is the saving grace of that unit. He might be able to catch it and chase it and get a second Faust off if he's careful, but not going to happen.
Good work being done by both players. A high degree of parity so far. It seems that VonIvan's playing well, Noggano's playing well. This game too has legs.
Yeah, it has legs. And Tommy's pushed off on the right side, gonna allow the Grens to cap his fuel. He has been receiving double the fuel income of VonIvan. Well, not double, but a good amount of fuel, having both of the points. So, really strong. I don't know, Von is probably going to take advantage of the G43s. He has chosen
Tommy's
the,
on negative cover, get taken out by the Grenadiers. Headshots on retreat. That negative cover is the death road, as Ashman just said. The road of death. Well, there's two roads in here, so if that's the road of death, what is the road going south-north?
That's the Star Wars road.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Known to have a ghost that haunts it every once in a while and hums the opening theme of Star Wars.
AKA me earlier. If you're not understanding that joke, it was something I did earlier. And Pioneers in dangerous enemy territory, about to be sniped, could actually be punished on retreat here. Sniper doesn't want to open up though because he feels he's being hunted, but the Wehrmacht sniper is nowhere to be seen. That's Noggano's game sense coming in, but in this case it was a false negative, or a false positive, I don't know whichever means what I want it to mean.
I get what you mean. And yeah, again, another swing. Vaughn's got the map. He's got a lot of great map control. UC pushing out and trying to do exactly what it did a moment ago. And things just kind of seem to be very back and forth, and teching-wise, it doesn't seem like either has shown their hand.
It doesn't. One thing we must point out to chat, this is game 2. We haven't had a single Brit win today, and both of these players did sign up for this tournament as Brits. Sorry, as Wehrmacht. So neither of them wanted to play as Brits. VonIvan lost his Brit game. He's now playing as Wehrmacht. But when Noggano won, he had 500 victory points. VonIvan's already slipped below 500. He's on 449 as we live and breathe, which means he will have to play as Brits in game 3 if he were to win this game. So he's going to have to find something deep within himself. He's going to have to exploit this this faction that has many exploits in order to force out a victory. And as you say, get helping hands on the phone, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Good old Coach Hans.
Oh, and big thanks to Helping Hands for hosting us for 300... no, well, it's half that. It's a glitch. It's 170 of odd viewers. Big thanks to him. Thanks to everybody tuning in. You are tuning in for the Factional Showdown. This is Game 2. This is Noggano versus VonIvan. Noggano's 1-0 up, having won as Wehrmacht. Both of these players signed up for this tournament to play as Wehrmacht. They won their semi-finals, and then they have to rotate in a best-of-3 final. It's now Noggano's turn to play as Brits, and he's just nearly lost a big Royal Engineer to a rifle there.
And detonating the mine. Oh, that could go down. It's real close, but it does not get it. Close but no cigar, and the sniper and universal carrier are going to double team these LMG'd up grenadiers. Absolutely fierce competition, and as AE said earlier in the stream, this is a Patreon community provided event, and everyone here is a part of the community that's hosting great tournaments like this, and you know, hopefully this will be the first in a series of factional showdowns.
It is. It's the first of 6 episodes, because the 6 possible permutations of all the factions that can play one another. If you want to vote on the next episode's factions, become a Patreon. You can do it for as little as $2, and you can have a vote. And it's a small amount of money to see a regular amount of competitive entertainment. Not that you have to. It's going to be there anyway, but the option's there to be a funder. And anyway, on this battlefield right now, we see VonIvan actually in the ascendancy. He's got more victory points. He's got a good army size. In terms of teching, we see he's gone already to battle phase 2. He's in base right now, and he's having constructed the support armor core. So he's got options. What do you reckon he's going to go for?
Well, you know, as some people who feel really, I mean, he's got an aggressive little stand at the moment, and an Ostwind would be kind of the next extension of that. It's still a far ways away from. A lot of things can happen. So as long as the battlefield remains as it is, it could be any of the 3. Maybe not a Stug unless Noggano manages to get a vehicle out rather soon. But yeah, it could absolutely go other way. By the use of the word permutation a second ago, that gave me flashbacks to college math 141.
Oh!
And over here on the left side, down goes the sniper.
Ah, I missed it. Sorry. You scared the crap out of me. Where did it die, my friend?
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare the crap out of you, but yeah, over on the left side, sitting next to the heap of cars, a little bit away from it, south of it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I see it. It's died. It was very far up, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, he was caught off guard by 2, actually a Tommy squad and both 2 Tommy squads.
Thank you for giving us an excellent visual recollection of exactly what just happened. So on the west side, we just saw 2 Tommies take out the sniper. That was way too far up. You can see his dead body around about there.
Baby, I told you I'm on sniper duty.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Here comes the Panzer IV out nice and early.
Panzer IV in 12 minutes, nice and early, as I said. Oh no! Direct counters on the battlefield. There's only one snare, and it's in the form of the British sniper. Who's on the right side?
Noggano, the best Brit we've seen today, due to react. It's probably going to be an AT gun. He does have that tech available, and bringing it in right now.
Big shots coming in. The Wehrmacht Grenadiers are constantly being pushed away. You will notice.
Universal carrier.
Oh God! That was amazing. There was a rocket boost on my screen. One of the units jumped out, and then the explosion threw him further. What a great engine Essence engine is. It may bug splat you now and again.
10 out of 10.
Nice.
Would blow up again.
Panzer IV making a menace of itself. It's marauding around the battlefield with malevolence and malcontent in its heart.
And again, no mines for the British player, so this thing is free to go wherever it wants. It's gonna have a little bit of competition with this AT gun there, and maybe wanting to do a repeat of a different game we saw before and bring those Panzer IVs inside. Vaughn might want to go for a base dive, but decide not to. I think he's just gonna keep it there. Still hasn't seen the AT gun. I turned on the fog of war. Grenadiers did not spot it, although it's pretty assured that he has one.
So we got Noggano, he's got a decent army, but his problem right now is he's in base. I noticed Lovenest auto-hosted me for 3 viewers. He's in chat. He's one of the most vocal players that wanted negative cover on these base exits removed, and he's gotten his wish now. And what you'll notice is that Noggano is now able to push out of his own penned-in base a lot more easily. So big thanks to White Flash for being a map maker that has such love of his own map. He wanted to make it better, and that's exactly what he's done.
It's cool. I mean, they really are. I love how there is such an alive little community of map makers in this game. Whoa, almost getting wiped by that rifle grenade there. Tommy's managed to duck away. Get the Panzer IV is at half health. Oh, just a quarter health.
Only remaining. So the 6-pounder is the natural answer, and that's exactly what we wanted VonIvan to do in the previous game when he was as Brits. But look at this, it's a repeat with the increased premium sort of call-in vehicles. You're going to see a lot more of tier 3 tanks. So that's 2 Panzer-Viers in the 3rd game today.
Yeah, lots of Panzer IVs today. I also want to point out Noggano has gotten the infantry section with the pyrotechnic supplies. It's able to call down a barrage of several very spaced out yet strong barrages, which is only for 45 munitions. I always love to see that kind of Tommy brought onto the battlefield as opposed to solely the healing squads. So a little bit of artillery cover is always warranted.
It's so helpful. And you'll notice the mortar had gotten really far up there. The mortar's a great siege weapon. That's exactly what he was using it for. But Noggano pushing it away is indicative of one thing, and that's he's broken the siege and he's back in the game. He is, however, down on a big victory point deficit now. He's 282 down. But that's not too bad. That's a fighting position. He's not really pressurized to the extent where he's going to have to panic and throw his forces forward. He can still play wisely and play with a good intent. And he's going for a second 6-pounder now.
Yeah, that's really necessary. With 2 Panzer IVs, you can't settle with just 1 AT gun. And it's really going to be an uphill battle for Noggano from this point on. Vaughn coming out a lot stronger in Game 2 than he did in Game 1.
But I think it's the Wehrmacht. He's really not a Brit player in his heart. And it's Wehrmacht are his... he's pretty good as OKW, he's pretty good as Wehrmacht. He's 3rd place in the biggest tournament we've ever had from a competitive standpoint, GCS. He got 3rd place, so he's no joke in Axis allies, really. Just really isn't much of a Brit player, and this is very much a set-piece battle today in the Factional Showdown.
Yeah, he got to that 3rd place without having to play an ounce of Brits. So here is a big assault from VonIvan, pushing up with flames, light machine guns, Osttroppen pulled from their homes, and 2 large Panzer IVs making their presence known, chasing after the sniper. A good shot could get it.
Oh, he missed it. There you go. The sniper gets back to home. The 6-pounders are firing. Is VonIvan going to get punished for this amazing combined arms play?
There is a light. We did lose the flamed up Royal Engineer squad that was sitting in the center, and maybe this Tommy squad that's retreating.
Oh, yes, he gets finished off by the MG in the garrison. This was an incredible push by VonIvan. 2 squad wipes to his name.
He is down, and the MG-42 managed to get away just a fraction, I don't know, like a hair of its health. Both of these quarter-pounder QF 6-pounders have been very effective so far this game, but only as well as he can keep them alive, and one of them goes down.
Speaking of which, exactly right. One of them just went down. That's more manpower attrition. Another rifle nade goes in. VonIvan is on the rampage right now.
Both of them are down. That is rough. Noggano only at 23 pop cap up against the 58 of Noggano. VonIvan.
Wow.
Fortunately, Cromwell is on the way and will be anything to help his situation.
Look at him. VonIvan's just able to pin him in now. He's got anchor points. He's got the Panzer IV up. The mortars laying siege to the base exit. He's still got a solidified position in the east with the Osttroppen and the Grenadiers capping, and half of his forces are in base. So VonIvan is looking set to win Game 2 and take it to the deciding ace game if everything goes to plan. However, the longer you leave it, the more you let the other player back in. And you'll notice his manpower income is boosted. He's got plus 237 right now versus 199 for VonIvan. And that's one of the comeback mechanics inherent to coming here as 2.
But, we do have to keep an eye on VonIvan's CPs. He is almost practically at 13 CPs, able to bring out the fearsome tiger,
however,
which he can get.
Nowhere near the fuel, is he? Because he needs Battlefield 3 Tier 4 to get the 230 fuel. Tiger. It's
right
290.
you are. Wow.
It's 290 with a full balance patch if you don't get tier 4. All call-in tanks have a premium.
Absolutely. That's why if you did a double take like I just did, this is the fall balance preview with everything playing how it may play this fall for everyone. So these premiums put on these big call-in tanks are absolutely going to more highly incentivize players to choose a fully teched up base, I guess.
Exactly, that's right. Faust about to come in against his Cromwell. It paths around the logs in unfortunate fashion for Noggano. He might be blindsided now. There is no pack, however, for VonIvan. Just Panzer Fears, so the Cromwell looks likely to survive. More fire continuously put down by VonIvan to the cutoff there, pegging Noggano in his base overall.
Yeah, but Vaughn is feeling comfortable. He doesn't need to go in there and chase it and assault these 2/4 pounders, which are just waiting to deal a whole lot of damage. Speaking of which, one is pointing directly at the Panzer IV as it's retreating, just doesn't have the vision. And takes a big fancy shot to the face.
Haha, big fancy shot indeed. The Pioneers are offering themselves as a meat shield, but it's just not going to work. And this could be the end of VonIvan's siege of that cutoff. He's now pushed away. The sniper also doing good work there. So finally Noggano may be able to connect a single territory point.
Which he really, really needs. Victory points are getting low. Only 140 left for Noggano. Tommy's on the right side, actually pretty low. They're only going up against Alltroopen, but you do need to be careful.
Yeah, the Osttroop All-Stars are going to have to retreat now. If they're not behind cover, they're pretty damn useless. Mortar going in against the Royal Engineers. That shot connects. That's a squad wiped. They, of course, get increased received damage. Or decreased received accuracy. I don't know how the stats work. That's Mr. Smith. But it's a penalty when you're repairing, trust me.
Yeah, increased received accuracy, and, you know, it's just never a good idea to repair your tanks while anywhere near the battlefield. I can't tell you how many times I've played this game and had big facepalm moments for trying to do that.
The new engineer section is waiting for orders.
Oh, this Grenadier's in a tough situation. Rifle lead goes in, it's dangerous. Doesn't take out the sniper, and now the Tommies could finish him off. Don't indeed. Instead, take the garrison, the trench there.
Very well done. And, you know, it's interesting. He actually shot the rifle grenade a little bit to the left of where the sniper was standing, predicting that he was going to go left. So Vaughn doing a really nice try there. Didn't quite get it, but we noticed.
We did indeed. And there's those little things that make the best players, the players you want to cast. I mean, as a caster, I feel really sorry for all the mid-ranks that have asked me to cast their game in my email account over the past 5 years. I just want to apologise once and for all, but there's just something about casting the top-level players that I'm addicted to. I'm absolutely addicted to it, because you see these little things that are amazing.
Yeah. If it weren't for them, you know, the game wouldn't innovate. And look, standing inside of a hardly alive trench.
God, it's all going down now. Cromwell is doing some good work. He's got 9 kills, takes out the MG, and that's a big win for Noggano. He's got an MG42. He will be able to pen back those veteran forces of VonIvan.
That'll absolutely help him try to keep his cut off. Taking fire through the hedge, something we see a lot on this map. Fausted by the Osttroopen. Panzer IV pushing up, already pretty low. Where are the quarter pounders? Pushing up.
One more shot required. 6 pounders in position. Is able to kill it?
Whoa, just barely getting around those logs.
Oh, that is unfortunate. I do notice, Ashman, as a fat American, you called it a quarter pounder.
What did I call it?
A quarter pounder. Instead
quarter pounder?
Instead of a 6 pounder.
Like,
You're like, give me a quarter pounder with cheese.
That's right.
No, make that 20.
I had some pretty good hamburgers the other day. I made, they're called beer can burgers.
Oh.
You take the patty, and then you take a beer can, and you push it inside the patty, and it creates this little pocket. And you can fill it with all kinds of stuff. Like, I had some jalapenos and some shrimp. So, you know,
That's exactly what the inside of your arteries look like after eating one. Is that what you're...
Yeah, we got a beer can hop.
Oh, God, this 6 pounder's under heavy duress from the Panzer Fear is on the warpath. VonIvan's back with a vengeance. However, you will notice the MG42 in the west is going to be some decent work. There goes 6-pounders down. MG42 keeping the infantry at bay. Second 6-pounder has been mounted. Cromwell's trying to reverse. This looks likely to be a stalemate right now.
Noggano is absolutely flailing, trying to get somewhere. Getting around the Panzer IV, maybe gonna pop Blitzkrieg to be able to get away. It doesn't seem to be in too much danger, and the Austrians are pushing up and gonna take the the 6-pounder.
Indeed, they've managed to capture. That's a big win for VonIvan because he did not have, does not have tier 2, so he did not have a Pack 40. So his long-term anti-vehicle merits were a little bit diminished.
Absolutely, deciding to skip tier 2 and get straight into the Panzers. Von has had his strategy pay dividends. It's looking really, really rough for Noggano from this point on. He still hasn't gotten much fuel income after getting his Cromwell probably like 5-6 minutes ago. He still is only at 50 fuel and a long ways off from getting anything else to go up against probably an imminent Tiger. He's not that far away.
Okay, do you want to hear my advertisement for... If this is a lull in activity, no it's not. We've got a push from VonIvan. God, we've got... What's this? The Stukas have been called in. The Luftwaffe are on the rampage. This Cromwell is going to get obliterated.
They have vision. The second one strafes, getting good shots, stunning it. Is it going to be able to get out of the arch? They're going to circle back around and get something. That circle of death is still right there. And probably going to be able to duck away. No vision.
It's a bit glitchy sometimes. Sometimes it will target if it's got the recognition of the vehicle and still in its scope. There we go,
well,
25 victory
this
points
tank
remaining.
doesn't take shots at the plane with his Pintle, so he's going to be okay.
Oh, there you go.
That's a lot of munitions, but Noggano calls it. And my crystal ball was correct. We're going to game 3.
Oh, yeah, Ashman called it first, everybody. We are going to a deciding ace game. So, big hype feel to the very first episode of Factional Showdown today with Wehrmacht versus Brits. And how many times have Wehrmacht won now? Is it 4-0 to the Germans versus the unlucky Brits there?
Yeah, we might need to widen that scope for the next balance preview because it's seeming like a really hard matchup. Noggano coming out playing really good all day, still couldn't pull it off. The early Panzer IV rush seems to be something of a staple for the games we've seen today, and it's really hard to get a hold of if you're behind in fuel. All you've got is the quarter pounder and not much else.
I've got my advertisement for the Co2 burger ready, okay?
Uh-huh.
Come on down to the Company Heroes 2 community. We got the Co2 burger. It's got 5 patties. That's 1 for each faction. You got a German patty. You got the Angus beef for the United Kingdom. And you got 2 kilograms of salt on this bad boy. That's 2 kilograms of sodium. Best burger you can damn get. How'd you like it?
We got the best sauce. We got all the sauce you could ever want. All the delicious meta sprinkled on there. Nice and good. A little bit of Noggano's secret stuff. Topping the seasoning.
Yeah, exactly. You got a sauce from each of it's very good. So today's activities are, I will say it once more, this is a proper advertisement now. Today's activities are funded on patreon.com/AECOH. We are already running at a slight loss this month.